Hello everyone! So today I thought I could do the new booktuber tag just so y'all can get to know me a little bit more. So I have the list of questions on my phone right here and let's get started. Okay, so the first question is, when did you start reading and what inspired you to start reading? When I got back into reading, it was right when 2023 started, so January. It was sort of a goal I set for myself, was to get back into reading because I loved reading as a kid and I was always reading books. But like as I was a teenager, there was never anything that was like interesting to me. I missed that feeling of being able to read a book and just enjoy it and feel like I was doing something productive, like a productive hobby. So I was like, okay, this year we're gonna get back into reading. So I forced myself to go to the library, get a library card, even though I was so anxious about that. And then I got home and I set it up with the Libby app so I could just rent books for free from my library because I didn't want to buy books and then not like them. So I was like, I'm just going to start with Libby. The next question is, what books and series got you into reading? So it wasn't necessarily a certain series, it was more just like a genre of books. Last year when I set my goal, I was like, okay, I need to figure out what I'm going to want to read, because over the years of like being a teenager, I would buy books, not like them. They were just certain books that I'm not even sure what they were, but they were random and like I did not know what genre I like to read. So last year when I started reading, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try out romance, which I hadn't tried out for some reason. Let me check what I actually started off with. I'm pretty sure it was an Ali Hazelwood book. Yeah, so the first book I read was The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, and I really enjoyed it. I think I read it in like one night. And so when I got through that book, I was like, whoa. Like all these years of not being able to read, and suddenly I'm like, I was so obsessed with the book and read it so fast. So that just spurred me on, and I just like binged romance books. Like I just kept reading her books. I got into Emily Henry. I read some Abby Jimenez, Christina Lauren, and I just like went on a roll. So I would say The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood was the first book that got me back into reading. The next question is, what books do you like to read? So as I just said, last year I started off with romance books and I just continued to read romance books that whole year because I was so comfortable with them and I read them so fast and I was enjoying them so much, so I stuck with that category because I was enjoying it. Towards the end of the year, I got a little bit burnt out on those, and I was like, okay, I still love these, but I need something new. So when 2024 came, I started reading fantasy books, and I'm really loving those. I wanted to branch out and like read more like the Addicted series, how that is focused on romance, but it also has so much more going on. It's not just one quick little book about a romance and they get together. It's like, it does follow their romance, but like on multiple books, and you're going along their life with them and their healing journeys and everything. I would mainly say romance and fantasy right now. This question, what questions would you like to ask your favorite author? I have no idea, because like for romance books, I'm like, there's not really much I can ask you. Like, it's just a little romance book. Like, I don't know. I don't have a favorite author, so this is hard. But maybe Sarah J. Maas, like, it would be fun to pick her brain and see like how she comes up with the things she comes up with, because I finished reading the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, and now I've started on the Throne of Glass series, and so far I'm just like, how do you come up with this? Like, how do you connect things in the way you connect them? How does your brain create these stories? So I feel like that is the best answer I can come up with for that question. The next question is, why do you love reading? And for that, I would just say like the experience of opening a book and just like falling into that world, and you get like, you become attached to characters. And becoming attached to the characters and going through, I don't know, I just love that it takes you out of your world. Like, you get to escape, like when you watch a show or something. And for me, it's the same, like when I watch a show, how you see it on the screen. Like when I read a book, I picture it in my mind, so I'm just like transported into this whole other world. You get so many different stories, and I love seeing the amount of books out there and like all these different worlds all these authors have created is so interesting. Yeah. And the feeling of like finding such a good book where you love the characters and you love the world and you just love everything about it in the writing, like there is nothing better than that feeling. All those experiences just add up to like having the best time ever when you're reading a book. The next question is, what are your favorite books? And for that, I'm gonna say, I don't know, this is so hard. Let me look at my Goodreads. As of right now, I would say my favorite books are actually this one. Wait, wrong one. This one by Rachel Lynn Solomon. It's called See You Yesterday, and it's such a cute little book. Like, it's YA. It follows Barrett Bloom and her first day at college, but it's like kind of a groundhog trope. Like, she is reliving her first day at college over and over and over, and then she meets this guy, Miles, and she realizes he's actually trapped in the Groundhog Day with her. So it's like them going along trying to figure out what's happening and falling in love. So this one, really love this one. Another one of my favorites is actually another Groundhog Day trope. This is The Do-Over by Lynn Painter, and this one, look at the edges, I love that. This one follows Emily, I don't know how to say it, I think it's Emily. This book follows Emily on Valentine's Day, and she just has like kind of the worst day ever, and she's ready for the day to be over, and then she wakes up in the morning and it's Valentine's Day again. So, Groundhog Day trope. And you just follow her like every day trying to fix these bad situations that are happening on that day, and then falling in love with the guy in the book. This one was so cute. I actually loved it. I know some people didn't, but this one I loved. Another one of my favorites is The Right Move by Liz Tom Ford. It is the second book in an interconnected standalone romance series. It follows Indy, and so The Right Move follows Indy as she is going through a breakup and has some medical issues she needs to figure out, and also does not have a home. So she moves in with her best friend's brother, and you know that trope, and then they just follows them falling in love. It's also so, I love the romance in that. I love the way Ryan cares for Indy, so that is like another top tier. And then lastly, I'm just gonna say the whole A Court of Thorns and Roses series. If I had to pick my favorites, I would say A Court of Wings and Ruin and A Court of Silver Flames, but I'm just gonna say the series as a whole. If you have not read it, which you should have by now, definitely go read it. It follows Feyre as she enters into this magical fairy world, and just like her journey in that, and like it has found family. It has so much. Like, y'all should go read that. Next question is, what does my book collection look like? And honestly, it's so little. All I have is 7 books. I mean, I have these down here. This one isn't even mine. These 2 aren't mine. These 2 I haven't even read, so I'm just not going to count those. So I have Boots Read by Emily Henry, The Do-Over by Lynn Painter, Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, See You Yesterday by Rachel Lynn Solomon, Today, Tonight, and Tomorrow by Rachel Lynn Solomon, and then A Court of Mist and Fury and A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. Honestly, the reason I don't have a big book collection is because I'm broke. I don't have money to buy a ton of books. So I really just read a lot on my Kindle, and I have Kindle Unlimited. That's what I'll pay for because it gives me access to a lot of books. But I just really only buy books if I've read them and I love them and I want them on my shelf, so this is the start of it. The next question is, why did I start this channel? And the reason I started this channel was because, like a lot of other people, I've always loved YouTube. And I actually grew up on YouTube. I had a channel called Little Diva 72. I would come home from school and make videos all day, and that was such a good creative outlet for me. And I've missed it. Like, it's been so long. I'm 20 now, and I had that channel when I was like 8 to 10 years old. But I really wanted to get back into posting. Like, I enjoy the creative, coming up with videos, filming them, editing. I love editing. And like, I also love the community on YouTube. And once I started reading books and I got into booktube, I was like, I gotta start posting on here because I love it. So yeah, that's why I started my channel. And then the last question is, what makes your channel unique? And honestly, I don't know how to answer this question because I don't know. I feel like what makes your channel unique is just you. Like, everyone's channel is going to be unique to them and it's going to follow them. And that's... I feel like what makes your channel unique is just you being you. And I just love watching anyone I can find on YouTube and in booktube. So that's really all I can say. Just like, my channel is just going to be me. Like, I'm still going to make a lot of the same content that other creators make, but that's what I want to do. Okay, those are all the questions, so that means this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Bye!